those things are always going to stay the same if you don't face what got you to that point.
Chelsea Settles had an incredible weight loss journey that was captured on a reality TV series on MTV, but then she kind of fell off the face of the earth. So has she managed to keep the weight off, or did time away from the spotlight allow old habits to creep back in? Most fans will remember Chelsea as the star of her own reality TV show, Chelsea Settles, which aired on MTV in 2011. It followed her weight loss journey and also shone a spotlight on the nitty-gritty details of her personal life. The show was a hit, with many people enjoying and appreciating Chelsea's inspiring and positive outlook on life. But despite this positive outlook, there was a dark and depressing reason why Chelsea joined the show in the first place. As a woman weighing over 300 pounds, she felt that the world was stacked against her. She felt that people were judging her for her weight instead of her personality and skill set. To turn her life around, she accepted the deal to star in the show and then went on an incredible weight loss journey. By the end of the show, she had lost an amazing 117 pounds. That's no easy feat, especially when you're dealing with the pressures Chelsea was under. You see, she wasn't just focusing on her health. She was also a voice of support for her boyfriend Rory, who was serving in Afghanistan at the time. Viewers were able to see a few times when Rory wasn't as supportive as he could be when talking on the phone with her. So you might be wondering if the two are even still together. Since the show ended, Chelsea has been focusing on helping others. Her positive energy has allowed her to become a successful motivational speaker for others struggling with weight and body image issues. She even started up a camp, New Image Camp's Camp Pocono Trails for Kids. The camp focuses on helping kids who are struggling with self-esteem and body issues. The goal of the camp is to teach kids to love their bodies, learn how to dress for their body types, and boost their self-esteem by focusing on self-love. Even with Chelsea's positivity, self-love wasn't easy for her growing up. With an ailing mother, most of Chelsea's childhood was spent taking care of her. She became used to helping others that she stopped looking after herself. 300 pounds later, she knew she had to change something. Chelsea has taken the lessons she learned during the show, primarily about taking care of herself, and is now teaching others to do the same. Aside from running camps for kids, she also regularly gives speeches to people about weight, body image, and positivity. Recently, she's even started going on podcasts to talk about her experience. During these talks, she often discusses the stigma that overweight people face in the world. She faced that stigma herself, and she offers advice on how to overcome it and still see your beauty. But like I said, you might be wondering if she's still with Rory. It's not good news for those who supported the couple. Chelsea has said in the past that the show did Rory dirty by only editing the worst part of their conversations into the show. She claims that because her life was relatively drama-free, the producers had to edit a few things to bring some spice into the show. Unfortunately, that meant focusing on the conversation she had with her boyfriend Rory. While Rory regularly supported her decisions, the show made it seem like he was just taking advantage of her. If anything, Chelsea appeared to be the one taking care of him, even though he was in a different country. If there was any stress in her life during the show, then it came from Rory. But through it all, Chelsea continued to support Rory and the relationship. But why did she put up with so much? Well, for one, Rory was her first boyfriend. The two had been each other's first relationship, and there was likely an unwillingness to part with someone who was so familiar and comfortable to her while she was changing her life. Now that the show was over, however, was their relationship strong enough to survive her new life? Not quite. Chelsea and Rory called it quits shortly after the series ended. The main reason? They wanted to explore other relationships before committing to each other. And let's be honest, that makes sense. Sure, there are people out there who find the love of their life early on, but there are also just as many people who end up settling. Settling isn't something Chelsea has an interest in. With the desire to see who else was out there, she parted ways with Rory and started dating other men. Even being single, however, hasn't impacted Chelsea's outlook on life. She has 3 incredible children to share her life with. Chelsea gave birth to her first son in 2016 and her youngest in 2019, but being pregnant did come with its consequences. Chelsea put on some weight and struggled with her body image following birth. It took some time for her to accept her body again as a mother. She even struggled to hit the gym and get her body to its pre-motherhood state. Instead of pushing herself past her limits, Chelsea has decided to take things slow. Tragedy also struck in the place she loves the most, home. She lost her grandmother, mother, and her cousin Gerald, who she had on the show a few times. Fans remember that her mother struggled with her health through most of the show. Chelsea was always ready to help, even though it made her weight loss journey a little more difficult. The loss of her cousin Gerald was also especially hard on her. She even keeps a tribute to him on her Instagram page. Now, you might think all of this doom and gloom would be enough to break Chelsea's positive spirit, but that couldn't be further from the truth. If anything, she became even closer with her family. There have been some positive life-changing events in her life too. In 2020, Chelsea became engaged, and not to worry, so her decision to date other people was likely a good one. The 3 children remain happy and healthy. She's also started refocusing on her own health and weight once more, because like I said, she did gain some weight back after having children. That's to be expected with pregnancy, but Chelsea wasn't content to just let herself gain the weight back. She has started to hit the gym more regularly and has even taken on personal fitness trainers to help her on her journey. Her focus has been keeping the weight off while appreciating her plus size body type. Chelsea has seemingly switched from a desire to be skinny to a desire to be healthy. And being healthy doesn't always necessarily mean you need a skinny body type. She's even taken things a step further. She's become a spokesperson for plus size women. Whether it's doing research into different workout regimens for plus size women or fashion, she's found a calling in helping women who are a little bit bigger naturally, and that's amazing work. Chelsea has also always had a love for fashion. The sad truth is that when it comes to clothes, plus size women are often left out. She wants to change that. She's worked on developing brands that cater to plus size women so they can wear fashionable clothes that make their bodies look amazing. Despite her fame, Chelsea has kept mostly off the radar. She stated that there aren't any plans for a second season of her show. She had used it to lose weight, and since she completed that goal, she doesn't want to do a second season. Unfortunately, it only gets worse from there for those looking to keep tabs on her. Chelsea keeps herself very scant on social media. She has a YouTube channel, but she hasn't posted on it in a couple of years. She also abandoned her Facebook page for Instagram, but even her Instagram page isn't updated regularly. So if you want to stay involved in Chelsea's life, the best bet is on Instagram. But even then, don't expect any posts for a long while. She's a busy mom facing the struggles of the world just like everyone else, and that's what made Chelsea such an approachable and admirable reality star in the first place. She's just like everyone else. But let me know what you think about Chelsea and her decision to finally break things off with Rory, and what your thoughts are on her becoming an advocate for plus size women. Let me know in the comments below.